centered. Then again, it's like, that's what I was going to tell you in the session, that, yeah, where does my psychic power come from? It's a really big knowing. Like, I trust, I feel it, I know it. Just listen to my inner voice with clarity, without doubts, without letting my mind or any programming that I received before to make me think that it's not there, or pick it up, because I know I need it. The answers I received, all these things have been through my psychic abilities. Yeah, I definitely want to know more about projectors, as you said.
Hello, love.
Anita, can you hear me? Hi.
Hi. Yeah, I thought before we send each other now 100 voice notes, we still have a bit of time. It's not enough time to go through the session, because the last thing I want to do is stop you when you're in the process, So that's why I always keep a lot of time between the sessions. But it was really crazy. I kept having such a headache suddenly, and then there was like,
Yeah.
was it from your?
It was the music was sounding like it was something coming through. It didn't sound like it was whales. I could
Yes, and I was like, go away. And then I suddenly did like this, and I didn't was because usually I say it out loud. So this is what I wanted to tell you, how to work with it, because you need to use the power of the voice.
I wanted to say, as you said it, I was about to say, I was like, no, you're going through your process. Don't come out of it. But I really wanted to say as well, like, go. Like, I could feel that.
Yes, because I was scared you will get out of the thing if I say this now.
I was going like this at some point. I was trying to shake it off because I could feel something.
This I didn't see anymore because you were literally breathing, and then I was asking you, what do you need to listen to your psychic power? You said listen, and I was like, what or who do you need to listen to? And then you were like you were just quiet. And then I started feeling really headaches. I felt something was trying to come through, and I was doing like this. And then I was in myself saying, go away, you have no power here. And then I heard this, and then you were gone. And I knew electricity was cut off. And then I sent you a message, and it was one tick, literally. And I was like, this is what happens when two powerful people get together. So that's why, my love, whatever I'm saying to you, there's a reason why I say those things. I don't say them because they sound so fancy or whatever. There is a deep inner knowing that I have about these things. And that's why I'm saying it's very important for you, more than for anyone else, for projectors, to protect. Your aura is most open. The aura of projectors is designed to be so open so that we can penetrate others. We can enter others. Right? Through our vision. We can read them, we can scan them. So the aura has to be open so we can do that. However, with our undefined centers, we're easily attackable and easily conditioned in those centers that are undefined. And only in the defined centers do you have your own power, really. So that's why it's for projectors particularly important to decondition from all these centers to fully embody your power, not just as a projector, but as a woman, as a soul, as whoever we are right here, right now. So when you do cord cuttings, why cord cutting doesn't work long term? Yeah, it's like, and I'll take this example now here with my money plant, okay? Let's say you do cord cutting, you cut. Let's say this plant here, I love you, baby, would be sick. And I would just cut it here. The root is still sick. Like you wouldn't
Yes.
see the plant. It would still look nice. It will look healthy, but the root in itself will be sick and it will spread to the others that are healthy as well. So that's why you need to remove it from its root out of the soil and change the soil, right? Otherwise, it's going to get infected if they have parasites or something else. And it is the same for those negative entities. You have to literally scan your body and understand where are the loopholes. Where do they come through? And where are they trying to attach? Like for me, it was the womb. They were trying, because of my sexual power, they were trying to attack my sexual energy. And I had a lot of infections. I had a lot of things, which I was like, what on earth is going on? That were caused through these energies. So I had to do a lot of work to release all of that. It will be different for everyone, right? But they go usually
I
to
have
where
this infection on my leg.
you
Now
have
said
what?
infection. I have an infection on my foot, which is very strange, like just on my ankle.
Which leg? The
My
right?
right leg. Yes.
Did something bit you, or how did this show up?
It just showed up. It's like a parasite that eats off the skin.
Yeah. You got to connect with that wound. Connect with that wound. You know how to do that. You just connect with that part of your body. Okay. You can sage it, you can put the things and connect and ask it what it wants, why it's there.
Okay.
Very important. And then observe where in your ankle is the root. Where is it anchored in?
Okay.
And then you visualize this root in whatever it comes to you, what visual color, and you literally rip it out as you would rip like a sick plant. You rip it out with your hands and you throw it out into the sky. This is how I do this. I just throw it and I give it. And then I say, you have no space here. You have no right to be here. You got no power over me. I'm sending you back where you came from. And you have no more access here throughout any time and space. So you have to always use the power of the voice. Any kind of rituals or spells, they work not necessarily because there is like a rhyme and it works well, or you put a mirror. Yes, you can put a mirror because it double affects it, but they work because of the power of your voice. And you have to be really firm, you know, like when your child does something and you are really firm, like you know, the same way. Visualize this dark entity like a child that needs to be put in place.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So you have to be very firm, use the full force of your voice, really believe in it, and you believe in it. So that's why I'm sharing this with you, and send them away.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Always. And yeah.
Yeah, I feel like tonight would be a good night, or if I get the kids to tune into it.
Yeah.
You know what else happened? I've just realized you said bites. Stefano did his men's circle and he got bitten by caterpillars. And not only him, all of them in the circle. And they have these warts on them. And these circles he was meant to be doing with that friend of mine. But Stefano told him, I'm not doing it with you anymore. And then this happened to all of them that were doing the men's circle. Fuck me, my God.
I'm telling you, this shit is real. People don't like to believe in it. But it's really, especially light workers, like really old ancient souls, we are getting attacked. They will not attack, they attach themselves to low vibrational people, and they work through them. But those people, they don't realize it. But we realize it. We realize something is fishy, something isn't right, you know. As I said, they have a parasitic energy. It's like they attach. You know, like those blood worms that stick. This is how I
That's
see
what-
them. This is exactly how I see them. And they just attach and then they feed off of you.
Mm.
So that's what I'm saying. When you connect with this energy, you will see this energy and you will see it for what it is. And you send it right back where it came from, knowing that it has no power over you. So you have to constantly reclaim your power. This is Saturn in Pisces now, spiritual sovereignty. Constantly reclaim your power, authority, speak with authority.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I have so many goosebumps.
Mm.
It's very important, Helene, because this is just the beginning. There will be more crazy things happening, more and more and more and more. So we gotta stop them. We gotta keep sending them back all the time, especially if part of our work is to work with dark energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then this will happen a lot.
Mm.
So first thing, not to be scared of them. That's
Yeah.
rule number one, not to be scared of them. They can't harm you. All they can do is feed off your energy and give you bodily sensations. You know, that's what they can cause. But if you take the power back and if you don't allow them to be there, they have to go. They feed through ignorance.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Yeah, and this what happened to Stephanos most likely was that guy. He did something. He did some sort of black magic.
Mm.
1000%. That's why I'm saying very
Wasn't himself last night. Now that you said,
Hmm?
I'm telling Stefano, stay away from me. I can't deal with your energy. I don't know what's up. Just like, please do something about it.
He might have taken a piece of hair of you guys. Usually it works with hair.
Stefano
Skin.
doesn't have hair.
Well, he does have hair somewhere on the skin, on the body. He
Okay.
has hair. He has body hair.
Yeah.
He has body hair. You know, he can take an item from him, whatever it is, even if it's a tissue that he cleaned his mouth with. There would be saliva. A glass that he drank from. You know, in African cultures, these things are seriously considered. Also, be careful. What I've learned when I was in Kenya, what they, for example, do, those dark forces when they work through people, is they usually need your permission. Usually, right? Now, when someone calls your name and you say yes, oh, you don't know with what intention they called your name, and you said yes.
Mm.
So he might have called yours and Stephanos' names at some point, and you just said yes. Never answer with yes. Just look and say, how can I help you? What do you need? Whatever. Ask a question, but do not answer with yes. Especially when you feel that someone has this energy. It's different when you and me work. Yeah, when you call me Anita, I will say yes. It's because it's different. But especially with strangers and with people where you already feel it, like you felt it with him. You know, when you were telling me about him the first time, I had a very weird vibe. Very, very weird vibe. And I couldn't figure out from where I had it. And I didn't want to say anything because it's your friend, you know, like I cannot sit here and say weird stuff about him, but I had a very weird
You know, we did the mushrooms with him, the psychedelic mushrooms, and he couldn't hold our power. I don't think he could believe what powerful shamans Stefano and I were. And what happened in the process, Anita, was that I waited for Stefano to have his process. I supported him. He got lost in the underworld. And I didn't move. I just sat there. I found my center and I kept showing him a green light with Stefano. And he found the way out.
Yeah, very good.
And in that moment, Milto gave him his hand. And Stefano said, no, I don't want your hand. This is why we're all friends, right? But all of this, like now coming to light, and he was thinking, like, how on earth did she manage to pull him out? She didn't move, she didn't touch him.
You don't have to.
I don't have to, and I know that. He doesn't know that. When I was having my process and I went into a very like physically dark place, Stefano said, don't touch her.
It's
He
not
was on
about
top of
touching.
shaking.
Yes.
Like, and he was like, to the point that he looked like he was gonna faint.
Yeah. Yeah. The
And
shamans in
Stefano could
Peru,
see
the,
that.
the shamans in Peru, they don't touch you. They sit there and sometimes they throw up. They have a bucket there and they have to throw up and spit from the energy. So there is no touching ever. You don't have to touch. You're working with energies. You don't need touching.
Mm.
So it's the power of intention.
Mm.
You had the power of intention to get Stefano out.
Yes.
You didn't need to move.
Very strong as well. Yeah.
That's it. And that's the same power, Helene, you will use, or Helene, sorry if I pronounce your name.
Helene.
I say it in a German way, Helene, right? You know, Helene. Yes, obviously there's an apostrophe. So Helene, forgive me if I say it wrong. Yeah,
it's okay.
Oh, what I wanted to say is use the same intention when you work with these entities, or when you feel someone is there, like, you know, like what you have on your ankle. I used the same intention when I was cleaning my womb, because I felt something attached to my sexual energy, because it's so powerful. So that's what I'm saying. When you know your power, this is where they want to go. And it will attach itself into different ways. Maybe it didn't access your womb, but it went to your ankle.
It was definitely in my room at some point, because I could feel that sexual energy. It was something going on there. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
I could sense it. And because he blew rapé to us, because we trusted him, that was it.
But you know what? It's a good lesson. It's a good lesson. And it's also a great practice to step more into your power. Because that's what it is. It is a practice to step more in your power and claim your sovereignty.
Yeah.
That's all what these dark forces are teaching you by the end of the day, is to claim your power.
Yeah. And to even, it's made me see how much power I have even more. Like, whereas I knew it before, now I'm just like, why have I been given this protection? Why do I feel this? In order for me to feel this, like, this is like me trying to make sense in my head, I acknowledge how much power I hold, even more so.
Yeah. Yeah.
As I say, I feel like, yeah.
You feel like, sorry, you feel?
Yeah, I feel shaky as I say it.
Yeah, because you also, you know, you get a lot of anger, you get a lot of rage. The power is not just there, you know, to create things, to do things. There's also rage in this power. And you need to use that rage. When we work with these forces, we need courage. Courage breaks down in two words: cœur, rage. Cœur, heart, rage, anger. Doesn't have to be destructive in a way that you are, you know, like jealous and, you know, destroying things. No, but this rage needs to be used as a powerful force to tell them off. But what they're doing through this work is to show you more your power. Some of them, some not. They're trying to feed off and have the human experience that they want.
Yeah. Yeah. This power that you're talking about, the second one, the feeding, after the ayahuasca ceremony, a month in, I was sitting by the fire downstairs and I felt this darkness, Anita, like, and I said to Steph, leave. And all I could was like, boom. Like, that's the, you know, that's what I could sense it. And I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
especially,
I've never experienced strong like
especially
that.
this now when we work together, it does the same thing. It does the same thing. Last time I felt it, it was here.
Because, I mean, there's two of us together. Like me and Stefano, when we sit together as well.
That's it. When there's two, now they are really trying hard. Because when we are together, you and me, when you are with Stefano, what happens is the power amplifies. It's like like the volt of a light bulb. Instead of like just glimmering a little bit, it's suddenly vroom. And that calls them in, and they want to interrupt. What they do is they interrupt, and they play with frequency, so you feel a lot of headache. Like I get tremendous, like it's here, it's like cutting, and I usually don't have headache problems or migraine or anything. So it's like they're playing with the frequency resonance because it's so high. So it's their way to interfere through frequency. And they couldn't, because I was trying as much as I could to move them away, but then it just whoosh, electricity cut. I was like, okay, now we really can't do anything. I was like, shit. So that's why when you are together, there has to be a double protection. So next time when you and me have a session, we'll do a separate protection before the session.
Okay.
Yeah, because
I heard different protections. Did you say Metatron? Yeah.
I work with Archangel.
Seen that name so many times. Not from this life, but I've never heard of him, but I've heard of him. Yeah,
I love Archangel Metatron. I always work with him. Like, I feel in every session different beings that want to come through. And then I call them, and I don't always call the same. I usually call Goddess Isis because she's my protector. So I always call her for the ceremonies, but depending on what we do, I call others. Like I call the womb shamans, I call the Shun and Yamaya. So I meant to call the Elohims, which next time I will call them to protect before we begin. Because I do my own protection before I enter any session. But this time I will also try to protect the electricity and our connection together. So we need to do that the next time. I will do it for us, but then you do it also individually.
Yes. Yeah.
So that we don't have, because every time we are together, something is happening.
Yeah. Yeah. This shit is getting real.
It has always been real. It's just, people, I remember sometimes they used to look at me like, what the hell did she smoke, I was like, I'm high on spirit, like, guys, fuck off,
Yeah.
But it's real and it's getting more. So that's why I'm saying only ignorance feeds them. And the knowledge of them doesn't mean that you feed them with your energy, you give them energy. No, it's simple awareness. So that's
actually,
also,
I feel like it takes away power. As soon as you acknowledge something, you put it into like words, or you've worded it. Like once it's been worded, it's like there's this dissolving. That's how I see it.
That's it. Because when we speak, when the vocal cords, they give out frequencies. They are called the somatic frequencies. So these are higher vibrational frequencies. That's why it's so important how we speak and the words we use. That's why there's a huge manipulation in the language. Like, for example, don't say ever good morning. Morning comes from the word to mourn, to grieve. So we say good morning every morning. And, so I never say good morning. You will never hear me say it. I always say grand rising or hi or something else. So there are so many root words. They're already programmed. We don't understand when we say them. We are like, but they actually are not good. So using the power of the voice is also becoming aware of the language you speak.
Yes. Yeah. You're coding everything around you. Spelling,
that's why we call it spelling, right? You're coding, exactly. So what are you coding? What exactly are you coding into your life? What are you coding about yourself? So when these beings come, look them directly. Whenever you feel that they are in whatever direction, look at them. Even you don't see them physically, look, force, fierce intention,
Yes.
strong, strong voice. And you can use your hands. You can even, like, I do this automatically. I just use it and I can feel the lightness. But recently they started giving me headache. So, this is a tremendous frequency interference, tremendously. And the higher you go up in consciousness and vibration, they have to use different tools to get to you. So you got to be prepared. Observe when those things are happening, what you're doing in this moment, what state you're in this moment. Observe that very clearly, because they're not coming always. There are certain moments when it happens, like when you and me are together, like when you're with your husband. Yeah. So when you notice that, then you are always prepared, because you know this will be the time when they will want to attack. Because too much power being created, too much light. They can't handle so much light. So they're trying to interfere. But they can't. They just can't. They can momentarily, but not all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not something I feel all the time, but it's sometimes you just like, oh, now I feel it,
Yeah. And this is when you feel it, this is when you have to speak.
Immediately
Speak. Open your mouth, speak. And this I'm saying, full force, full intention.
Yeah. I forgot the questions you told me. We've got this. Can you send me this recording? It's recording. Yeah.
I mean, we didn't get very far.
No, not the previous one. I mean, right now, us talking on how to.
Yes, I recorded it. I was for a second.
So I can rewatch the parts, like the questions to ask as well.
I will send it to you. I will send it to you. So remember, as well as a projector, very important, always trust your inner knowing. We see things others don't see.
Yeah.
We really do. That's why we are the guides. We are the guides of New Earth. It's our era. Every era has a type as a leader. We are for New Earth. So we got to really feel that. This is not just a fancy title. Oh, we are the new leaders. It comes with a lot of responsibility. As I said, dark forces attacking you. They cannot prevent this. They can only delay it.
Yeah.
That's all they can do. So that's why that's why we are so powerful, so that we can actually handle that. So you have to take responsibility for this power and own it. That's why it's all about embodying it and owning it.
Yeah.
For everyone around you. When you work with clients, to be able to read where they're at, to scan their body, to understand, what their issues are. And we are guiding how? We are guiding through questions. This is one of our superpowers, is we ask the right questions. If you watch generators, manifestors, they all just talk. It's their way. It's their way. There's nothing bad with this, but you always recognize a projector. So the way they ask questions.
Yeah.
You recognize yourself, right?
Yeah. Like, I'm not the one who likes to do the talking. I like to ask the questions and let the other person basically give me the answers, or give themselves the answers as well. And it's like cleverly put questions that.
Yeah. Exactly. This is it. These are and there are different kinds of questions. That's why I always say a projector is actually, if you know human design and if you're tuned in, you'll recognize a projector. First, through their aura, very penetrative, very focused. We have this aura around us. It's just magnetic. That's also our signature, because people need to be attracted and drawn to us. We need to be invited.
Yeah.
So the more you're in your power, the more your aura becomes magnetic.
Mm-hmm.
And then the right
Yeah.
invitations come in, and then these people, when they invite you, you can listen. You usually can read between the lines. Like they might tell you a sentence, but you read what they don't tell you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
never got to do with the actual words. It's got to do with so much more. That's they say something, but in that you're just like dun 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 dun, pattern there, pick that there. Okay, all right.
pretty much, yeah. So that's why we can, when we understand fully our energy blueprint and how precious it actually is, then you become very humbled. What an amazing creature you are.
Yeah, I sense that a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And projectors are ancient souls. That's not to say others are not. You know, we all have a purpose. But projectors in particular are really ancient souls, especially those that are light workers. I'm not talking about those who master other systems, you know, but especially the light workers, because we are here to anchor in the grid. That's why, you know, we do that even when we sleep. We do that when when we sit and watch TV, we are anchoring in the light grid. We are transmutive collective pain. That's why projectors can feel tired a lot, because there's so much work that goes in that we are not even aware of what our energy is doing.
That's why I like to spend a lot of time alone, detoxing as well. I find that that's like, even like with no one in the house, I don't want anyone here. I want Stefano to go. I want the kids to be gone. I just want my energy and no one else's.
Yeah. It's very important for projectors to be alone, because we need to clear the energy. We need to go back to center, because, you know, we take in the energy of others a lot. But then also to be with other projectors. It will become more and more important in the future for projectors to actually connect. Because only projectors can talk to projectors in the way that we do. We can't talk like that to generators, to manifesting generators, you know. I often feel like that they feel like, oh, you think you're someone better, you know. Like I can sense it in them when I tell them what the projectors came to do, you know. You can sense this. They wouldn't say it, but, you know, they don't understand that we sense everything.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So does that make sense?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So do that, and remember, root cord removal, not cord cutting.
Okay. Root cord removal. Yes. Got it. Implanted.
Yes. Yeah. As it works in nature, it works in the energy.
Okay.
Yeah. And when are we going to do our next session then? This is
I don't have my phone, Anita. Oh, I do. I'm talking from it.
Yeah. Wait, I'll
Brilliant.
stop the recording. We don't